G'day all and welcome to Freo Faithful for the teams. The Wednesday teams here for Thursday night footy at Optus. It is two changes that the Dockers have made, two changes that the Bombers have made. My mic should be a bit louder now. So let's take a look at them. Are they? Well, the outs were completely expected. They were the outs I was expecting. The ins, however, are a bit interesting. So let's take a gaze. Shocking camera reception. Yeah, sometimes this happens. Apologies. Quality is the quality that bad? Is the quality that bad? Hold up. Let's take a gaze at the quality of this stream because it doesn't sound good. Let's see it. Oh, it's all good now, isn't it? No, we're all good. We're all good. All right. Anyway, here are the teams. Let me zoom in quickly so you can fully see them. Here they are. Here they are. So the changes for the Dockers: James Aish and Nathan O'Driscoll come in for Sam Swikowski and Sean Darcy. So Bailey Banfield's named on a half-forward flank. Corey Wagner's named in the middle of the ground. He's just a full-blown midfielder now. Fife's on the bench. Aish is on the bench. Erasmus is on the bench. O'Driscoll and Reid. Geez, there's a fair selection for who could be sub. Murphy Reid probably won't be, but it's interesting he's been named on the bench. Nathan O'Driscoll won't be, I want to say. I think Noddy probably will play. And it'll also give us an extra number through the midfield. It's great to see Noddy back for the first time in ages. Fifey could be sub, likely to be sub. Raz won't be, and James Aish might be. That's the interesting one. So I'm sort of leaning towards that James Aish won't be sub because Banfield was the halfback, and Banfield has just moved to half forward to fill Switkowski's void, which means James Aish comes in to fill Banfield's void at halfback. So basically, it's Banfield who comes in for Switkowski, and Aish fills the open void at halfback. Nathan O'Driscoll coming in for Sean Darcy. I was interested how we'd fit Noddy in, and I was expecting Darcy to be arrested. This has sort of been my expectation all week. So Jackson was sort of playing as a midfielder for us. O'Driscoll was basically just replacing Jackson, if you think about it, because that Darcy-Jackson rotation was when Darcy was in the ruck, Jackson played midfield or was on the bench. And when Jackson was in the ruck, Darcy was on the bench. So it was basically just a midfield rotation. And that's where Nathan O'Driscoll basically fills Jackson's void. So the ins and outs, they do make sense. I wasn't necessarily expecting James Aish to come in, but he's been in very, very good form at Peel. If you cast your eyes at the emergencies, Will Brodie is an emergency. Obviously, my favorite part of these team streams is seeing the Will Brodie comments. Look, that's the first time I'm seeing him in the emergencies, so there's hope for the Will Brodie fan club. That's the first time in ages I've seen him. I've seen him there. Isaiah Dudley's gonna be back at Peel. He kicked 1-3 on the weekend. Duds. They take on South Freo this weekend. South Freo are top of the waffle ladder. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a tough game for Peel, but yeah, Duds can probably do another game back in the waffle. He didn't necessarily perform very well for Peel, but he did look quite threatening. Will Brodie mentioned. Chat, please. I'll get to chat in a second. I'll get to that in a second too, Diggy. So that's the team for the Dockers. We'll go through matchups in a second, but here's the Bombers team who's severely undermanned. So it's Todd Goldstein who's out, managed. Archie Day Wicks has been omitted. Coming in is Vigo Vizentini, the debutant ruckman, and Ben Hobbs. So I'm hoping Jackson has a field day. I might even vice captain him in fantasy because, come on, Vizentini, are we taking the piss? So here's the Bombers team. McGrath, Laverde, Roberts, Johnson, Pryor, Clark, Dersman, Merritt, Lawal, Perkins, Caddy, Martin, May, Wright, Kako, Vizentini, Caldwell, Parrish, Hobbs, Gresham, Setterfield, Guelphy, Blackiston. So it's not great. It's not a great team, I won't lie. It's severely undermanned, obviously. Their injury list is huge. And they're just playing the kids. This is their 11th debutant of the season, Vigo Vizentini. This is going to be Blackiston's second game. It's going to be Archer May's second game. It's going to be Lowell's third game. It's going to be Zach Johnson's third game. It's going to be Angus Clark's third game. So yeah, or maybe fourth game. But yeah, It's a lot of players who are under 20, a lot of players that are 18, 19, and yeah, let's just hope we can bully them physically. I also don't want to be on for too long today, so I'll get into chat because I am heading to State of Origin tonight at Optus, and yeah, I can't really be too long. No, Dudley, Aish, question mark, confused really. Aish better be sub. I'm not that sad about James Aish. He's a great player. We've always said on the podcast that he's never really put a foot wrong for the Dockers. So I'm not too sad about seeing James Aish in the team. I like it. Interesting to go for a wing and a back when we got rid of a ruck and a forward. Well, Banfield's a backman, basically. He's been playing back. So yeah, it makes sense, I'd say. Fife will start, Aish sub. Do you reckon? Could be the case. I wouldn't be surprised. I still think it will be Fife who's sub because I think Aish just fills the halfback role. But it very well could be the case. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah. I see a lot of worlds, but I just think the most likely one is that Fife will be sub again. Bolton probably stays more forward. With the amount of midfield rotations we've got, I'd expect Bolton to choked on my words, to stay more forward, yeah. Laughing at the fact that Brody is an emergency. The Will Brody fans will be furious. Yeah, we've got a few in chat, don't we? Wonder if Fife will get 4 minutes. I don't think so. That's what a bit of the chat's about here. We need midfield depth as that's Essendon's strength at the moment. They are weak behind and forward of the ball. What do you say? Has Aish been a standout in the waffle? It seems very random that he's been picked. He's been very good in the waffle, James Aish. I reckon he's been getting 26, 27 touches a game. Very clean ball user. We know what he's like at AFL level as well. He's just a clean ball user. Must get revenge after last year's affair. Oh, let's not even get started on the Bombers game last year. Drews and Aish is fantastic, but no duds. Joe, why would you do this to me? No, it's not the end of the world. We've got a selection squeeze at the moment. Like, we're getting games into different players. I don't think James Aish is no worse. I don't think James... what am I trying to say? I think James Aish is no worse nor no better than Isaiah Dudley. Like, I don't think there's a massive quality difference. Aish, there's nothing wrong with Aish. It's official. JL hates Brody. I actually want to know, who would you drop for Will Brody? To the Will Brody fans in chat, like, I like the guy. He had a great season for us in 2022. But from a footballing perspective, who would you drop for Will Brody? Are you saying Will Brody is better than Nathan O'Driscoll? Is he better than Nat Fife? Is he better than Neil Erasmus? Is he better than Shea Bolton? Is he better than Caleb Sarong? Is he better than Andy Brayshaw? Is he better than Matt Johnson? I'm trying to work it out. But that could just be me. He's not better than any of them. So, I'm not saying that. That's not on. I'll be going to the match tomorrow. Be up in the Premiership Terrace. How good's that? Hopefully you get there, but not sure about Thursday crowds over here. It will be big because the Bombers have a really, really big WA fan base. So I'm expecting a good one. I'm expecting at least 40K. But it will be raining. It'll be a cold Thursday night, hard to get to. Where's our man Dudley? Yeah, just another week in the waffle to kind of apply his trade. It'll be interesting to see the Peel team selection on Friday. That'll be a watch. But yeah, I'm not sure where our old Duds is. Bombers going to have their balls out tomorrow night. We need to be switched on from the first bounce. We can beat any team if we go hard and back ourselves. Exactly right, man. That's the mindset. And the Bombers are certainly a team that we should hopefully be doing a number on. Why is Darcy out? Who's rocking? Well, this was very expected, mate. Yeah, that Sean Darcy wouldn't be playing. It was just a bit of management for Sean. 5-day break. Yeah, exactly. I think it's really good because we never tend to manage our players and we never tend to manage especially Sean Darcy. So it's good to see the coaching staff are aware of it. Yeah, Dogger will be rocking. I don't think he'll be playing back pocket. I know it's done to death, but Brody genuinely could get a game soon. Well, the fact he's been named on the emergencies is the start. Fife will start, Erasmus sub. It could be. Yeah. I still think Fife will be sub, but I wouldn't be shocked if he isn't. And I like that logic. Just with who's on the bench, Murphy Reid, Nathan O'Driscoll, and James Aish, in terms of which position they fill, it makes no sense for them to be sub. And just in terms of our rotations. So I think it will be either Erasmus or Fife, and it very well could be Raz, but I'd still put my money on Fife. Bloody hate playing these teams under the pump, and with their record against bottom 8 worries me. Boys have to stand up. Hopefully everyone gets off the bus. Exactly. As long as we show up and play our best footy, or even 75% to our best, which, we'd rather be at 100%. But yeah, I'm hoping we get the job done over a very lackluster Essendon outfit. Hopefully no light outs because T. Will Brody. Yeah, that's the thing. All 3 emergencies will be available. I remember, what was it? It was the Derby that we had 2 laid outs, and Will Brody wasn't named emergency and he didn't come in. I can't believe Will Brody is the most talked about player in this stream. Just to make it clear, if you are new, I don't want Will Brody in the team. He's a big talking point in this fan base with the the old team selection. Brody will take us to the promised land, mark my words. Swag out because Goldie is, yeah, I'd assume so. A 5-day break, Goldie out, just makes sense. Don't need tag team with VFL or Ruckman. Yeah, it'd be a bit odd, wouldn't it? A bit overkill. You can put Jono on the bench and Drees as his replacement. Bigger tank and better ball skills as a winger. Yeah, we are sort of place holding on one of the wings. You got Jeremy Sharp on one, and you still got Matt Johnson, Corey Wagner, Neil Erasmus, sort of all rotate through there. I'm sure James H will get some wing time. Noddy obviously will be our main guy. So yeah. Just remember the Saints game because with the same mindset going into that. Well, I don't want to get rid of that mindset. I don't just want to never have that mindset again. I think we're okay to have that mindset. We actually should just rock up and do a number on them. We're at home. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't. And there were no excuses for that Saints game. So, yeah, I'm going to have the same mindset because there's still no excuses. How do I think Nod's going to go tomorrow? Hopefully good. Hopefully Noddy has a great game. Yeah, it's great to see him back. One of my favourite players. Fan favourite. I reckon the resting Dudley are giving him... It would just be a rest, I assume. He's still playing Peel, and he's training with the group, so... It wouldn't be that. He had no preseason. Well, he's also played 9 straight games, so it's just rest. Fife should stay super sub for now. Go watch his injuries and old body. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking. Oh, Driscoll sub. We've had every single player on the bench suggested to be sub, except Murphy. JL isn't the only one doing selection. Yeah, it's the selection panel. Yeah, we are aware. Good to point it out. If we're talking about a couple of weeks, Brody for Johnson, but the present day, even in a couple of weeks, what's the obsession? Like, I watched him in the Indigenous All-Stars game. He wasn't that good. Oh, I don't know. Raz will be sub 100%. Wags will tag Merritt. True, he will. Yeah, good call. When West Coast played Essendon round 6, there was 46k on a Friday night. We'd love to see a massive crowd tomorrow night. Yeah, the Bombers fans show up. The Dockers fans are showing up as of late. If we can get 45, 50k, obviously in round 6, the weather wasn't as bad as it is now. But yeah, hopefully we get a big showing at Optus. Also, the deck's going to be cooked because of Origin tonight. JL did mention Brody's game with the waffle. I did notice that. JL never, ever mentions Will Brody in the presser, but willingly, he was talking about waffle form, and he's like, Will Brody, he's in good waffle form. I reckon we're getting closer. $50, Jordan Clark scores a goal. Chuck it on, mate. Kako's dangerous. Well, he doesn't really hit the scoreboard, Kako. Like, he's a really good pressure forward. I've watched a lot of Essendon this season. He's a really good pressure forward. But in every game this season, this is going from round 1 down. So round 1, 1 goal. 2 goals, 0 goals. Bye. 0 goals, 0 goals. 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So in his past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, he's kicked 1 goal. So, not necessarily as dangerous as some people could make him out to be. But as I've said that, he will probably kick a bag now. Yeah, gotcha. No, gotcha. Banner's in the back line or forward? I'd expect forward. He's been named on a half-forward flank, and I'd expect James H to fill that void on half-back. So, yeah, that's my expectation. Banner's just filling the slot of Switter. Interesting, because Murphy Reeve will obviously play forward. If Fife isn't sub, he'll get some forward minutes. I'm sure Raz will rest on half forward for a bit. So yeah, we've got guys that can go there. Matt Johnson, mate, nah, he won't. But, we've got guys that can run through there. Hey, I'm not putting a number on it, Liam. Could H go forward and since Banner's been good? James H is just a natural backman. Like, I understand your thinking, and I wouldn't mind seeing something creative like that, but Jimmer's just a natural backman, and as much as we like to slag Banners off in front, we don't like it, but as much as we do slag Banners off in front of goal, he's still got some forward craft. Big win could put us in 5th, 6th. Yeah, I think if we win just normal margin, it'll be 6th. But if we can make up some percentage, we'll be in 5th. We're a better side with Brody and O'Driscoll in, Johnson and Raz out. Colby, look, we respect all opinions. That's just a wrong one. We're better with O'Driscoll, and I'll give you that. Ash gives us experience and composure over the younger team. Yeah, I agree. We need some experienced heads in there. Like, I expect when O'Meara's ready, he'll come back in. I mean, I'm still surprised that J-Lo hasn't gone with Omac over Drapes for a bit of a calm head back there. But, you know, I guess Drapes is still just plying his trade. Had a bit of a run of games now. And J-Lo was saying in the presser that Moose, he's like 75% sure he'll play against the Saints next week. And if not, the Swans game will be a certainty. So we're not far away from seeing Pierce. I am going to the game, Caleb. I also quite like Caleb with a K. So shout out to you. Enjoy the game tonight, mate. I hope the ground holds up. Go Freo. Cheers, mate. Hopefully Drews can stay injury-free. Yeah, exactly. Thoughts on Sharp staying in? I've been very critical of him. I reckon he plays an important role. I think last week was his worst game of the season, but he has been playing an important role this season. Like, I agree with you. I think his two-way running and keeping the width of our plays is very, very important. All right, I've only been on for 20 minutes, but I'm going to duck off now. I think we've had a decent enough chat about the teams. In terms of who to watch for Essendon, their key backs are so undersized. Like, Jalen Laverde is their tallest key back, I believe. He is 193. Like, they've got a really short back line. So, yeah, we're going to make the most of that. Their midfield might pose a bit of a threat, but as long as we get first use, you know, Jackson and the ruck versus Byzantine, he should give us that. And in the forward line, I think Draper will go to Caddy. There are sort of attributes match up well. And then I expect Cox to go to Archer May, who's a second gamer from Subiaco. So I don't think we'll have any... like, the Saints on paper are a much better team than the Bombers. So I don't really want to compare those two games. I think we'll go and we'll get a good win. And there's no real excuse. They're just not a very good team. And I actually think North Melbourne are better than Essendon. So, yeah, hopefully the expectations on paper hold up to tomorrow night. But you never know with this footy club. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow, there'll be the fan cams after the game. Stay across all of the content on YouTube. The Oppo view should be out tonight, I believe, or tomorrow. And then the fan cams after the game tomorrow. Stay across it on Instagram as well. Thank you all for watching. Up the Dockers. Let's hope we get the win.